Hey everyone, this is Sam, and today we're going to take a look at some Persona 5 Strikers advanced tips. So in this video, I'll be showing you guys the 2 best personas you can build for level 10 to 18. And most importantly, you need to build these personas regardless of level because they are a must for later high level fusions for you to create the perfect personas. So in this instance, you can see me use one of these personas and cast a magic spell. And not only did I take down all the enemies, it actually didn't cost me any SP. So these builds can do high damage, cost no SP, crowd control, and defend. You can see here I can put the mini boss to sleep alongside with the rest of his group, and I can just go to work on the rest of them without ever being in danger and dominating the game. So if you'd like to see more Persona 5 tutorials, you can click on the card above and the link below for more Persona 5 Strikers Persona builds, the playlist I have that I've been making videos all year long. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment, subscribe, and like if you'd like to see more Persona build tutorials of Persona 5 Strikers and also combat tips. So first things first, the first Persona you're gonna make is the Moko-E. And you're gonna need a Bicorn and a Jack-O-Lantern with no specific skills. Just any Bicorn and any Jack-O-Lantern, and you can make the Mokoi here. And it doesn't matter what skills this one has. But the next one you're gonna make is a Andros. You're gonna combine that Mokoi you just made with a Silky. Now the Silky is gonna be a little bit more complicated because you need some specific skills. So you're gonna combine the Mokoi with this specific Silky. And you can go to my Personas playlist for this specific Silky build that comes with Sleep Boost, Domina, and Soul Thief. So you're going to combine that special Silky with the Mokoi, and you're going to come up with this Andros. And the skills you're going to want to inherit are Domina, Soul Thief, and Sleep Boost. And this will give you infinite SP regain and also infinite sleeping. And you're going to upgrade this Andros or grind him up to level 14 so you can get Dodge Physical, which increases evasion for physical attacks. So that's perfect. And the next persona you're going to make is you're going to combine an Arson with another Silky. And you're going to use the same special Silky that I showed you earlier. And you're going to pass on the skills Sleep Boost, Domina, and Soul Thief again to the Succubus. So let's look at the Andros first. And you can see here against a large group of enemies in a hacking setting, I was able to cast the Mabufu, and I'm sitting at 53 SP here. And then after I cast the spell, it drops by 10 to 43. But you can see once the spell triggers, I get the 10 back plus the extra 2. So I got extra SP for casting the spell because of the Soul Thief setup. And you can see in this instance, I'm about to cast it again. So you would think, oh, would this SP go back up? Well, no. You have to be very careful about how you approach this, because if you cast a spell and they get inflicted with freeze, you get SP back. But if your spell kills them, you won't get the SP back. So you can cast the ice spells to do initial damage, but once you're a little bit low on SP, you can start casting Domina, which does no damage, but is guaranteed to put your enemies asleep because of the sleep boost and the fact that Domina has a high chance of sleeping anyways. So if you recycle between a playstyle like that, you'll be able to do ice damage, inflict freezing, and then put them back to sleep to gain back the SP you use, keep everybody at bay, and just use your special attack. And if they do come close to you, if you feel like it, there's a group of about 6 to 8 enemies, you can use Domina to put them asleep, keep you and yourself and teammates safe, make them very easy to attack. And if there's a larger group, like 10 plus enemies, then you can consider casting the Mabufu, which will put enemies asleep, freeze them, and still gain a little bit of SP back, but do high damage, right? So you can see as the mission goes on, really, my Futaba gets no damage and I'm just putting everybody asleep, keeping everyone safe. And my Showtime gauge meter goes up like crazy, so I can pretty much cast Showtime constantly too. And with this setup, when the Andros is used like this, it is one of the best personas you can have in the game with those skills. Now, in terms of the Succubus, she also has a very useful aspect. She has a Domina already, so you can do that sleep tactic, but she also has a Marin Karen, which is very good against a small group of enemies that are powerful. You can see me cast the Marin Karen here, and I was able to put 2 enemies into Brainwash, so they start fighting each other, but I also got some SP back. Not all of it, but I got some back. But the fact that they are all Brainwashed, so these tougher enemies that would have been, not too easy to fight for me, they're just killing themselves, and I can just go away and just pick them apart, stay super safe, and keep myself alive and the rest of my team very safe. So here you can see both of these top personas in action. This is the Andros plus the Succubus and how I use them in synchronization in a tough fight setting. So I'm starting off with the Succubus here. There's a huge group of enemies, so I can cast Marin Karen and still likely trigger a lot of incidents of Brainwash, so I get the SP back. Now granted, with the Succubus, the Marin Karen doesn't gain SP back as effective as the Domina, because you know with the Domina I have sleep, so I'm guaranteed to put everyone to sleep every time. The Marin Karen is still very high chance, but it's not as good, so it's better to cast Marin Karen against a large group if you want to conserve SP. And once you cast it, they will literally kill each other to death. And at the same time, make sure once you are a little bit low on SP, you feel like you know you're not really casting it in a sustainable way, then you can just find a group of around 8 enemies and go ahead and cast Domina. And you can see here I'm actually casting Domina to refill my SP, but at the same time I'm also casting healing spells like Dia or Media to heal myself. And every time I heal myself, I will cast either Domina, or if I want to attack, I will cast Mabufu. But all of this is working in synchronization on how much Domina I would cast in between, as a method to not only put enemies to sleep, but mostly, actually, really, to gain back the SP I am using for casting other spells. So if I pace this correctly, I will literally never be in danger of running low on SP, but at the same time dominating the entire map, or the fighting area at least. Doing high damage with any kind of damage spells, doing Marin Karen, and making them kill each other, especially the tougher enemies with more health, healing myself with Media and Dia, and then every time using Domina to get all of the SP back of that I use. So you can see just how dominating this kind of style can be, especially, and this is only doable if you set it up with these two personas, right, like the Andros and the Succubus. And going forward, you will need these guys registered and used as like basically a blueprint for you to level up, and it gets better and better as you can make even more stronger personas. But this is the foundation you need to be very dominant in any kind of group fight setting. Like literally, the more enemies, the merrier. So the rest of the way, I'm just gonna let you guys watch this fight. I'm not gonna talk over it. Hopefully this helped you out, and if you'd like to see more tutorials like this, and if you got any questions about this, leave it in the comment section. I would love to answer it. Persona 5 Strikers truly is a great game, so there will be more content of me coming out with this. So as always, thanks for coming by, and I'll speak to you guys again very soon.
You're mine! Persona! Take this! Let's go!
Electricity's out of the question. Remember that.
Pixie! Ravage them! Let's go! Persona! With this! Come! Slime! One percent Andros! You're mine! Done! Fire! Fire! Persona! Ravage them! You're mine! Persona! Take this! Strike! Let's go! Ravage them! Let's go! Persona! There's no escape! You're mine!